Hi, this is Political News in 5, and today is July 31st, 2022. I'm Aisha Osori. Now, first on the list is the threat to impeach Buhari. Last week, 80 senators, that makes over 70% of the 109 senators, sent a message, a threat of impeachment to President Buhari through the Senate President Ahmed Lawan. They've given Buhari 6 weeks to fix the insecurity, otherwise he will be impeached. Now, insecurity does seem to be on the rise, especially in the Federal Capital Territory, which is the seat of government. We've had the Kuje jailbreak on July 5th. We've had battles between terrorists and the Presidential Guard, some of who lost their lives. May their souls rest in peace. We've also had more stories about just gun battles at checkpoints around the border communities of Niger State and FCT. And we know that terrorists have been in Niger State for a while, so it seems like they're trying to make inroads into the FCT. Now, I'm personally suspicious of the timing of the legislators' desire to impeach Buhari over insecurity. Insecurity has been bad for a very long time. Why is it just now that they suddenly seem to care about it on the eve? Buhari has only 10 more months to go before he has to leave. And meanwhile, the impeachment process as outlined in section 143 of the Constitution is very detailed. It's a very technical process where you have to have a written allegation of misconduct that needs to be sent to the president within a certain number of days. You need to come back and have a vote where 2/3 of the National Assembly, both houses, agree to go ahead with investigating those allegations. The investigations take place before. So it's very unlikely that anything is going to happen over the next 10 months when Buhari has to leave office on May 29th. So why are they doing this? Maybe this is not unconnected to a report by the Minister of Finance who said that we've withdrawn $1 billion from our excess crude account to fight insecurity. The irony is that we've never been so insecure in our lives. So what has been done with that money, and what exactly do these legislators want at this time on the eve of the elections? Speaking of dishonest politicians, the second thing I want to talk about is the state of both main parties, PDP and APC. Now, on APC's side, the party is still reeling from the decision of Tinubu, the presidential candidate, to choose another Muslim as his running mate. Last week, Yakubu Dogara, who was the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, at a meeting of APC Christian Northern leaders, don't ask me, said that decision by Tinubu was divisive, and he urged the members of the people who are at the summit to find other platforms with which they can unify Nigeria. So that seems like a signal that they're going to work against the APC, even though they are in the APC right now. Second is PDP and the ongoing battle or tensions between Atiku, the presidential candidate, and Wike, the governor of Rivers, who obviously is a very important part of the strategy for PDP to win the presidency because of the high number of voters in Rivers State. But unfortunately, the rift between the two doesn't seem to be any closer to being mended. For me, that's great news. I need both parties to be taught a lesson, and a big win for 2023 would be that for neither party in the first round to get the minimum requirements to win the presidency, which is 25% of the votes in two-thirds of the states of the federation. So let's see how that goes. I'm actually quite positive that with the way things are, hopefully it will be impossible for any of them to make it through without a real battle. And that should send a clear message to them that Nigerians want something different. Speaking of 2023 elections, INEC is a source of concern. There are many, many little things that we'll be talking about between now and the elections, but two things I want to touch on. One, I read somewhere that INEC recently signed an MOU with the National Union of Road Transportation Workers, NURTW. Now, this is a known partisan political group who has acted as thugs for politicians in the past. And INEC wants to give this group the task of distributing election materials when we know very well that is one of the strategies for depressing votes on election day, to make sure that opposition areas don't get their ballot papers on time, or when they get it, they get the wrong thing so that it sort of throws them off. We need to put pressure on INEC to change those plans. I sympathize with the fact that INEC needs to sort out logistics and do it well, but there must be other options besides NURTW. Second, there's a lot of disinformation, maybe deliberate, maybe well-meaning, about voters, voter cards. It's one that I saw that looked really authentic, was saying that if you had registered in 2011, then you needed to revalidate your permanent voters card, your PVC. I saw another report by INEC saying clearly it is not true. You do not need to revalidate, and PVCs do not expire. Please, when you see these informations, do pause. Don't just forward without thinking. Maybe put it on social media and tag INEC and say, please confirm. Ask your friends and families to do the same. Let's not unwittingly depress the votes during elections, and make sure everybody gets a chance to vote. That's it for me this week. Have a great week ahead. Stay safe and see you next week. Bye.